Hello and welcome back. In this lecture, we're going to learn about Self-Service Password Reset or SSPR. So SSPR is an Azure Active Directory feature that enables users to reset their own password without contacting either to the help desk or IT staff or to the global admin. So they can do it on their own. The password reset can be completely done no matter at what time it is. The users can quickly unblock themselves and continue working no matter where they are or time of a day. By allowing the employees to unlock themselves, your organization can reduce the non-productive time or high support cost for most of common password related issues. So we talked in the previous slides or in the previous lecture where we talked about the authentication specific one of the feature called the self-service password reset. We talked about it where we can change the password or password reset, unlock, all these features can be done. And we also talked a little bit about the SSPR user flow. And now it's time for us to more understand about the planning of this SSPR or self-service password reset deployment. So firstly, as we talked about earlier, the capabilities of SSPR, which includes resetting their end user's password on their own or maybe expired or non-expired passwords without actually contacting your global admin or maybe password admin or maybe help desk. So the end users can do it on their own. Also, the same passwords can be write back. When I say password write back, when you change in Azure portal by going to this specific URL. So what we do is we actually tell end users to go back to the specific URL so that users will go and then they can change the password. So if the user account source is from on-premises, then the password write option, that's a write back, will allows the management of your on-premises passwords also. So that means you need to have the AAD connect and then it would automatically write back the passwords to your on-premises accounts also. So that's an additional feature what you can do. So all you have to do is you have to install AAD Connect and enable the password write back option. So we did even configure AAD Connect and the password write back options has been configured. You can check out that specific lecture, and then the rest of the entire demo, like changing the user ID, user's password, is quite same. So there is no difference whether it is on premises or maybe from a Azure AD user. And also password management activity report. So this is very critical that we need to know who's tried to change their password or the number of times, maybe a reset or the registration of the activities that are occurring within your organization. If we never know that if something goes wrong or maybe a suspected behavior is going on, you can easily find out with these activity reports. And coming back to the key benefits, as I said, the beginning of this lecture, you can manage the cost definitely because you're not investing much time on end users, and also you're saving your cost on help desk, and you are making your end users to be more productive no matter what time of where they are. And also user experience is really super because user feels that they are really using the advanced features for resetting their own passwords. And also it's more flexible and more secure because we are enabling with a combination of multi-factor authentication. So if you remember the here the flow from the actual lesson where we talked about the authentication, a little bit of introduction in that lecture, we talked about the multi-factor authentication where we are gonna configure the end users to use and verify before they reset. Actually they have to validate with maybe mobile application based or maybe text based or phone based. So we give them one or two different options. So if that two or one option is successful, then only we will allow them to change the password. That's how it's gonna work. And you do have the complete reports which will be very useful in terms of the auditing and users tracking also. Let's come back to the licensing part. This is also very important. As I told you earlier in any of the lecture, the most of the premium features are coming with Azure AD 2 P2 license. But this specific self-service portal specific password reset can be a part of even P1 or P2. And also, if you are getting from Office 365 or Microsoft 365 Business Standard, because recently Microsoft has changed their naming for Office 365. Now we need to call as Microsoft 365. So if you're coming with the Office 365 or the latest name of Microsoft 365 Business Standard or Business Premium, you can cover some of the features. Let's say, what are those difference? The starting one would be the Azure AD free. So when you have your Azure AD free subscription, you can actually change. That means when I say an end user can change their own password, but they cannot, if they forgot, they cannot reset on their own. You have to assign the end user license with at least any of these three. So one would be the Microsoft 365 Business Standard or Business Premium or P1 or P2. So if that's the option is enabled with those license, then you can validate the end users can reset the password in case if they forget. And coming back to the hybrid environment, like you have on-premises Active Directory and a user coming from on-premises wants to change his username and password from the portal, from the self-service portal. In that situation, you need to have the premium, business premium, or P1 or P2 license. So any of these two only would be fulfill the option of the write back. So as we told, write back is the keyword for your Azure AAD Connect. So if you have the AAD Connect, you need to again configure within your AAD Connect to write back option to be enabled. Then the passwords password hash will sync up, so it will validate that hash and it will allow the users to change or reset their own passwords. So that's how it's going to work. And also, before we jump into the demonstration of this SSPR, I wanted to tell one best practice. Before we jump into the best practice, normally Azure Active Directory licenses per user based license, meaning each user requires a specific license, either any of these licenses to be assigned, and by default Azure AD free license will be assigned. So once you have these licenses assigned, they can work on the features that are supported based on these licenses. It's not for entire your tenant, right? So the best way of implementing this licensing again is the group based licensing. So you apply for a group of users so that you can easily manage instead of you assign for a single user. And coming back to the pricing, as I said, it's a free and Office 365 and P1 and P2. So if you just go back here, the cost would be, which is a free always, and $6 is a P1 and the P2 is $9. So there's a difference of $3 from P1 to P2, and having the P2 will give you more options, especially like identity protection for securing, and also identity governance with the feature of privileged identity management, access reviews, entitlement management. All that features you can get it when you go for P2 license. That being said, we'll jump into the demonstration. I hope this overview or the deployment planning might be helpful for you. Thank you.